So I've decided that it may be time for me to think about quitting drinking. Now I'm sure you're looking at me thinking, Chad, how could you suggest such a thing? Going out with the boys and having a few drinks on the weekend, that's about as Australian as throwing a shrimp on the barbie. Well, I'm going to tell you. It all started a couple of weeks ago. I've gotten home absolutely hammered. I'm talking we drank enough to knock out Charlie Sheen, Bill Cosby, and have a bit left over for Eric Clapton. I've gotten in the door after about 5 minutes of trying to get my key in the damn thing. I thought I made it in without anyone hearing me. No such luck. Within 2 minutes of walking in the door, light comes on, there's my wife. And she's just looking at me. Why are you naked? Naked? Yes, you're naked and you're rashy. Why are you covered in a rash? You look like someone dunked you in a swimming pool and sprinkled you with paprika. What the hell? And at this point, my mind's pretty slow. I'm trying to figure out what the hell to say because I don't want to have to tell her the truth. And she starts riding me harder than two Catholic priests in an all-boys school. She just asked me, what have you been doing? Have you been having sex with some slut? Did she give you some disease? If you've got a disease, we are done. And I was like, no, babe. Let me tell you what happened. We were having a bit of food, and I tried a bit of shellfish. Now, it turns out I'm allergic to shellfish, and I did not know this. And so, within half an hour of eating it, I was covered in this rash. And to explain why I am naked, I took my clothes off, because I felt like it was overheating. And, I didn't have to get too far to get home, so I thought, fuck it, I'll take the risk. And she just looks at me, and I could tell she didn't believe it. She's just like, what the fuck? What kind of excuse is that? But I stuck to it. And eventually, she accepted it. She accepted that I wasn't going to change my story. And so she went back to bed. Now, I know what you're thinking. You were thinking, you were cheating on her, weren't you? You were out there chasing after some crack-ass cracker horse. You're getting your dick wet up to your nuts and guts. Well, no. I just didn't want to have to explain to her that I got so drunk that when one of my mates dared me to strip naked and roll around in the grass singing Welcome to the Jungle, I somehow thought that was a good idea. And then to add insult to injury, a fucking kangaroo stole my clothes. So, I had to walk home naked. I can't even have shellfish anymore, because she thinks I'm allergic to it now. I really liked that shellfish. Now, you would think that that would be enough to give me an indication that I may have a problem with alcohol. But no. I'm the sort of person that not only has to touch the oven to see if it's hot, I have to touch it twice, just to be sure. So, last night, I went out with the boys again. And we got absolutely shit-faced. I'm talking so drunk that if an Irishman had seen me, he'd be like, "Sonny boy, you need to cut back a bit." Afterwards, I made my way home. Now, I was determined that this time would be different, that I would be able to get in like a goddamn ninja, crawl into bed, and have my wife be happy that I'm home. So I get to the door, spend about 10 minutes trying to get the key into the hole. Oh, why won't it go in the hole? I had the same problem with Amy last night. God damn it. But eventually, I got it in the hole. Stuck it in there. Turned it nice and quiet. Opened the door. Walked in the house. So far, so good. Not a sound. But then I started to feel funny. This feeling started welling deep in my stomach. And I knew it was bad. I immediately turned and vomited everywhere. Now, I'm not talking just a little whoop. I'm talking exorcist level projectile vomit, motherfucking blah! All over. I had no idea what all over because the house was dark. Then I hear footsteps. The light comes on. There's Amy looking at me with the most furious look you can imagine ever crossing a woman's face. Like you just called out her sister's name in the middle of sex. She'd probably be a bit calmer. I turned to look at what I'd thrown up on. For some reason, she had her wedding dress out. And if you would imagine a big bullseye right on the chest of it, that's where it impacted. And it's just splattered everywhere. So I turned back to look at her. And she's just staring at me. Now I know she's about to breathe more fire than a PMSing dragon, and I need to head this off at the pass. She slowly walks towards me and she goes, "What have you got to say for yourself?" "It's okay, honey. It made you look fat anyway." And that's the last thing I remember till I woke up 7 hours later on the floor with quite the headache. And I don't think it was from the alcohol. I think it's time to stop.